Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video. So today, guys, I am reacting to the news about Capcom with Resident Evil and DRM and modding. So for those of you guys that don't know, Resident Evil is basically being slandered for modding, and the modding community is being hindered at. Basically, Capcom is trying to say that modding is no better than cheating, and so I'm going to watch one of these videos about the news and stuff like that and kind of comment and react to it. I've read a lot about this, but I want to see what someone else says and then just kind of add on to it for my sake. So yeah, so here we go. This is from Rapid Crafter. This is from 9 days ago, so let's go ahead and react to it.
Resident Evil fans just got some very bad news. Before I explain what's going on, I first want to say something directly to Capcom. If anybody over at Capcom is watching this video right now, please do not come after this video. Don't come after me. I am not trying to promote modding in this video. I simply want to talk about it. I want to cover this news. I do want to defend it. I do want to hopefully give Capcom a new perspective and hopefully speak for the fans. That's exactly what I want this video to be, is me speaking for you guys because they need to hear this. So you're wondering what's going on. Well, Capcom is apparently striking channels and videos who are basically using mods in their games.
Okay, so first off, Capcom, like I said, there is no absolute reason for them to even be taking down channels or YouTube videos because they're using mods. So first thing and foremost, the fact that they're saying that modding is like cheating is absolutely wrong, because 9 times out of 10, these are single player games. Now, I understand if you're playing this in like Mercenaries and you're trying to get a high score, your score could get taken off the leaderboard for using cheats, or like for using like train and stuff like that, but ultimately, the game shouldn't allow you to do that. But if it does, then that's on the developers for not putting in a safeguard against that. But if it's in like single player, like where you're just showing off the mods and stuff like that, you should not be allowed to go after someone's content, because they have the right to post what they want, unless it's not illegal or, you know, showing any kind of nudity or anything like that, or that violates YouTube's policies. They should not even be allowed to go after that stuff, because, like I said, the modding community is more creative than the developers themselves. They add in things that the developers didn't think to add in. And if they're more creative than, you know, the developers, then that's on the developers, because the fans don't get what they want sometimes. Someone says, you know, hey, you know, I like the way this gun looks, but, you know, if it had a different alternate skin, that'd be pretty cool. Well, you know what? Let me make that for them. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, like I said, if you're doing this in like a multiplayer thing where it has leaderboards and stuff like that, that's understandable. But I mean, hell, I think I did something like this on Resident Evil 4 Remake, where I used a cheat to basically get a high score, but I don't care about my score being on the leaderboard. I just wanted to unlock all the stuff. I could care less about my score being on the leaderboard or being known as the best player, you know? Like, if they wanted to, they could take down my score. I don't care. I mean, that's all that they have to do if they find out that someone's been cheating on there. So...
whether you love modding or not, it is a very big part of the gaming community. And here specifically with
I forgot about the Thomas and the extra facial features on Resident Evil 8.
Games. I mean, across Street Fighter and Resident Evil and even Monster Hunter. So if we head over here to PC Focus, they literally just tweeted this today. So for once, I'm not late to the news party. It says Capcom started adding DRM Protector to their back catalog of games. For those who don't know what DRM is, it's basically, long story short, it's meant to prevent piracy and things like that. But here's the issue. This form prevents modding, no cheat engines are allowed, and on top of that, your game performance is reduced by 10 to 15 FPS.
Okay, that is absolutely... that is a terrible thing to do to your fans. Now, like I said, I understand, like, blocking cheat engines, but, like, making the game run terribly on someone's system, that's not right. That is absolutely terrible to do to somebody just because they're using mods. Oh my god, this is absolutely stupid.
If anybody here played Resident Evil Village when it first came out on PC, and I'm talking about like launch week when it came out, there was a quote-unquote bug where one of the daughters that you run into, when she gets close to you and her bugs start freaking out, your game would actually stutter like crazy. The issue is that this wasn't because of a bug. This was DRM basically doing its thing. Now, a lot of you guys already know what DRM is, so I don't need to explain it to you, but for those who are a little confused, I want to explain why this is such a bad thing. Now, for those that play on console, to you, this probably doesn't matter. You're like, why should this even mean anything to us? Well, this is an issue to every Resident Evil fan, not just people who play on PC. If we head over to Kotaku, they put out this article actually back in October, so very recently. So Capcom, in quote, says, PC game mods are no different than cheating. And more specifically right here, it says Capcom has some issues with all of this modding, suggesting mods can hurt a game's reputation and increase development cost.
Well, let's go into that real quick. Increased development costs. If you can't be creative enough to actually put in stuff like that for fans, then that's on you. If the fans are more, like I said, if the fans are just more creative than you are, then that's on you, because they want to see things that normally developers wouldn't put into a game. You know, like removing Leon's shirt. I mean, Leon is ripped, you know, and fans like, oh my god, like the girls and even some guys are like, he's so hot, he's so amazing, you know, and he looks good. That's not a bad thing. You know, there's nothing wrong with just adding in textures. I mean, this is something that's probably building this from scratch or using the assets from inside the game. And to say that that's piracy, that's not the case, because if a fan can access the internals of the game, the code, all that stuff, then that's on them, you know? Like I said, on PC, things are open and unlocked. You can't do that on console, because they have that asset so that way you can access save files, you know, move game locations and things like that, you know? So unless they completely lock down games on PC like that, you're gonna be able to have access to that content. So that's just on them. But like I said, increased development costs and all mods are cheats. No, it's not, because they are not playing. They're playing against AI single player. It's not, unless you're using it in multiplayer or in like on a leaderboard type of game. That's understandable, but at the same time, if you thought that they were cheating, then you could just remove their score from the leaderboard and then just do that.
The company also says that from a technical standpoint, all mods are cheats. I don't know how to explain this, but all of this happened because I think it was a tournament. I didn't look too much into the story, so I don't know exactly where this tournament took place, but there was like a Street Fighter tournament going on or something. Apparently, somebody downloaded a certain mod for Chun-Li and they forgot to turn it off. And so on the live stream, it was revealed to the audience. Obviously,
okay, if it's something like where they made her nude or something like that, that's understandable. Like if it's something that's inappropriate, yeah, you could take it down. But at the same time, I mean, that's on the fan. That's on the fan for enabling that cheat, anyways, in the first place. You know, I don't typically install any kind of nudity mods on my games because I'm like even with Lady Dimitrescu, or Dimitrescu. I'm sorry, I always say Dimitrescu. You know, all the nudity mods and stuff that they made on there, I don't download any of that, and I'm like, I don't need to see her naked. You know, if you want to see her naked, just go watch porn. That's all you gotta do, you know? But yeah, that's understandable if you're modding and you're actually live streaming it, and if you're in a tournament. I can understand that standpoint, but at the same time, yeah.
Capcom didn't like.
But that's not cheating. It's not, modding is not cheating. Unless you're using a cheat engine, 9 times out of 10, cheat engines are not available in the multiplayer versions of the games because it has a built-in cheat engine, or anti-cheat engine built in to most of the games, unless they just didn't design their game properly.
Like that, and because of that, that's basically why all of this is happening. I mean, we've had some great mods. Like, look at the RE2 remake first person mod. RE7 had a I mean, there have been so many mods.
I haven't even played through the third person mod on Resident Evil 7, and I want to. I just keep forgetting to, because I really liked Resident Evil 7.
The footage alone here will show you all of the amazing mods over the years that we've gotten for all of these RE Engine games. And now Capcom wants to come through and basically strike channels for using these mods and take...
Like I said, Capcom has no right to do that. I mean, basically, it's kind of similar to Nintendo's policy of playing, recording gameplay, and they're trying to do copyright strikes on their videos because it has the music or something like that. And it's like, my whole deal with copyright infringement on, like, with Nintendo stuff like that is, it's fans showing that they want to play your game and they want to share it with everybody else. I mean, that's what's great about YouTube. They show off people playing games and doing things like that. I mean, YouTube has hundreds of videos about every single topic you could think of, you know? I mean, like I said, I've even had that happen because I've played hundreds of Nintendo games where my video got copyright. I got a copyright claim on it because it had the music in it. And it's like, who cares? I'm not trying, and like, these companies make millions of dollars from producing their game, and they're rich and famous. Let someone else like make a little bit of money just by showing a video of it and have fun. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, unless they're claiming it's theirs. That's when you should say something, because that's what copyright's all about. Is that someone's taking someone else's content and claiming it as their own.
Down mods for basically keeping these games alive. Wait, hold that thought. What's up, everybody? Future Rapid Crafter here, and we actually just got some more information on this whole DRM thing. So as of January 11th, apparently Capcom actually removed the update, but they also say that they plan to add it back in the future.
Oh, yeah, because the fact that they were limiting people's frame rates, that's just not right. If you force the game to run like dog shit, it's gonna get terrible reviews.
When it's ready, whatever that means. Oh, but it gets much worse. If you go to some of the older Resident Evil games on Steam,
they actually
such
got
as
bad
the
reviews.
Revelations games, you could see that they are now being hit with a ton of negative reviews. But yeah, as you can clearly see, this is...
I mean, granted, I played through Resident Evil Revelations like 2 or 3 times. Wasn't a too good of a game. Like I said, the first time I ever played it was on 3DS. But yeah, the fact that you're frame rate capping games and like limiting it, and even making productivity or whatever it is, making the performance terrible. That's just a stupid thing to do to the fans, because that, like I said, it's going to get the game to have bad ratings. It's going to say your game runs like dog shit. So this is right what should happen.
This is not a good thing.
That.
Nobody is happy with this, not even me. But this story just gets even weirder. So JJ from Residents of Evil is claiming that DRM being added to Resident Evil games is apparently just a rumor. And he's saying this because apparently somebody that he knows internally is claiming that this is not true. But this is...
No, if they actually go out and make a claim about they're going to go after everybody, especially if it was based on Street Fighter, why are they going after Resident Evil? So that means that it's not a rumor. That means that they're actually trying to go after stuff.
It's weird because when I open up my Steam, I have a scheduled update for Resident Evil Revelations that I have not installed yet. So I don't know if this is speculation or not. I mean, it seems like we really don't have a clear answer. I do believe that Capcom games can thrive without modding. I completely believe that. I mean, to this day, there are Twitch streamers on Twitch who are playing the classic RE games just for what they are. They're not modding the games, they're just speedrunning them. What's that? You want to turn Lady D into Thomas the Train? Well, go right ahead. But even for those of you that play on console, this still affects you. And the reason why I think all of us should even care whether you mod games or not, this doesn't just affect people who want to play their games with mods. That's not the issue here. The issue is the environment and the reputation, not just of Capcom, but the fans, modding, Resident Evil, and all of their other Capcom games. There are some great YouTubers like Residents of Evil or Bakba Soup who have covered some amazing mods, and they've exposed me to these mods that I would have otherwise never have found out about.
I mean, that's the case. I mean, like I said, like through YouTube, I've found out about hundreds of mods through so many games, and I was like, man, this looks amazing. Like, I really want to be able to do this. And so I go look up a guide of how to actually install these mods, you know, because for me, modding brings about a sense of reinvigorating and re-energizing a game, because like I said, for me, one of my favorite games of all time is Resident Evil 4, and I've played that game at least 1,000 times. I've played it since 2011 till today. I still play it to this day. I'm currently playing it right now. And with the HD project, that was something that was amazing, getting to see the game get reinvigorated, see the mods that people create. It's amazing because, like I said, the modding community creates so many things that the developers don't add in because they said it would cost too much money. Well, the fans are able to do this for free, and you know what? You should be thanking the fans because they're creating stuff for your game and giving it more they're giving it more attention, and it brings back the fans to keep wanting to play those games. So, like I said, I don't see modding being a bad thing unless you're modifying the game in like a tournament in a multiplayer setting or even using a cheat engine. That's the only time that you should be concerned about it, but just doing it in single player games, you shouldn't be allowed to go after that stuff.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be like, oh, like, these very weird mods, if you want to put it that way. I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, the nudity mods, those are just people that are being freaks. And I can understand, because with Lady Dimitrescu here, people were like, oh, she's so hot and stuff. Yeah, that's understandable. But I mean, me, I don't even, Resident Evil 7 is one of the few games that I don't actually play with mods. Like, the only mod that I ever did was the hairless Varkalak mod. Basically made the Varkalak didn't have the hair on it, and it made it look even creepier. So I just made the game look scarier with that enemy. That's really the only mod that I used. Other than that, I played the game as is, because it's still fun to play without the mod. This is one of the few Resident Evil games that I don't mod.
To be PG here. Look, I get it, okay? The Resident Evil community is wild. I'll just put it that way. And I'll be honest, if Capcom is gonna remove any mods, remove the weird mods, if you know what I mean. It doesn't matter if you're a game developer or a YouTuber, the fans always come first. That is the #1 rule. If you're an actor, YouTuber, influencer, game developer, the fans come first. So you have this large community of people who are developing these mods, who are keeping your game, I wouldn't say necessarily alive, because again, I do know that these games would thrive without modding, guaranteed. But you have YouTubers and content creators racking in hundreds of thousands to millions of views because modding is just that big. It really does feel like a spit in the face to every single one of us, even for those of you that play on console, because even if you're not directly modding the games, it's affecting the content creators that talk about these mods. That there's some YouTubers out there where that's their entire channel, is to cover mods. But that's all I got for today. I know I've been rambling. I know this is a different type of video, but I do want to know your thoughts. What do you guys think about this? I want to know if we share the same opinions, because again, in my opinion, it's just dumb. This shouldn't be a thing. And if you're gonna remove mods, just remove the weird mods and keep everything else, keep modding alive. Be sure to leave a like on this video if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here to stay up to date on all Resident Evil news. And with that being said, I will catch all of you amazing people in the next one.
So yeah, I agree with most of the stuff he's saying. I can understand where Capcom is coming from, but like I said, if this spawned because of the Chun-Li incident, with someone having a nudity mod or something like that, yeah, that can get taken down. But just remove the weird mods. Don't go after everyone else that creates the really cool mods, like the weapon skins, environment textures, reshade, all that stuff is, like I said, it reinvigorates the game, it makes it more fun, and it keeps the game alive, because the fans want to keep seeing that kind of stuff. I'm one of the ones that wants to keep seeing that stuff. I still try to mod every now and then, if I'm in the mood for it, I'm like, let me see if I can reinvigorate the game, So that's my whole shtick on this whole thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. This video might get deleted just because if I get a lot of hate for this, or a lot of stupid comments, it'll probably get deleted just because I don't want to keep dealing with a lot of drama. That's what I've been doing lately, is deleting old comments or things like that, just because I don't want to deal with the drama. But this is just me giving my opinion on it and just reacting to someone else's stipulations on this whole incident. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.